for my construction documentation and project delivery, I decided to research a 3-story Dole Palawan field office with rooftop and basement in Puerto Princesa City, Palawan, Philippines. So just to give a little bit of background on what this Dole Palawan field office is it is the Department of Labor and Employment, and it started as a small bureau in 1908. The Department of Labor and Employment stands as the national government agency mandated to formulate policies, implement programs and services, and serve as the policy coordinating arm of the executive branch. So the Dole Palawan field office's vision is the attainment of full, decent, and productive employment for every Filipino worker. It is mandated to promote rewarding employment opportunities, develop human resources, protect workers, and promote their welfare, and maintain industrial peace. So the project site of this Dole Palawan field office is approximately 12,539 square feet. The building is within the Puerto Princesa Government Center in Puerto Princesa City, Palawan. The 4-story office building was to house the Department of Labor, Employment Palawan Field Office, and its attached agencies. The building includes an office space, a mini dormitory, conference room, and an activity area that can accommodate about 100 people. It is to be a one-stop shop service that will cater to all Palawanians. So the obtaining of this project was to be conducted through an open and competitive bidding process, and eligibility requirements were to be in compliance with the requirements totaled under the instruction to the bidders. The determination of the award to the winning bidder was to be subject to compliance with the minimum qualifications for this requirements for this contract through a series of predetermined evaluation processes. All submissions and attendances were required for this bidding and explained in the invitation to bid, and they all must strictly be complied with. And here you can see the invitation to bid for the Dole Palawan field office. In addition, the bidder was able to modify its bid after it had been submitted, given that the modification is received prior to the deadline. The bidder was not allowed to retract their original bid, but rather is allowed to submit another bid, equally sealed, properly identified, and linked to its original bid marked as technical modification. Any bids received after this deadline were unopened and sent back. You can see here the bid form. And in preparation of this bid, all of the detailed cost estimates, the bidder should be guided by the cost estimate form, which you could see the example of right here. The bids were to be evaluated on equal footing to ensure for fair competition. All bidders were required to include in their bids the cost of all taxes, such as value-added tax, income tax, and local taxes and other sorts. This can be reflected in the detailed estimates, and it was also important for the bidder to keep in mind and study and take into account the special conditions required for this project, and you can see the special conditions here. Moving right along here into the startup phase, having a well-thought-out startup and return plan allows the project management team to transition smoothly from construction planning to operational activities and to implement effective quality control measures when needed. When addressing the startup phase, it is important for the team to take a look at the checklist, which you can see here. This allows proper planning and cost evaluating for the project management team. In addition, the space requirement here also allows for the same. We also, during the startup, want to take a look at the staff requirements to see what we need to complete this project. Moving right along, the controls are used in assisting the entire life cycle of the project and will vary according to the individual project demands for each project. So one project is never going to be the same as the other. According to the design and build of the three-story Palawan building with rooftop and basement, the approved period for the design and construction of the Dole Palawan field office was 254 calendar days, starting 7 calendar days from the receipt of the contract of notice to proceed. So right here we can go ahead and see a little bit of the proposed schedule going on here and timeline of everything. And then also in the controls, submittals are also used as controls in the construction process. Submittals are those shop drawings, product data, samples, and mock-ups to be delivered to the architect or engineer for review and action that is essential by the contract documents. Attached is an example of the schedule of submittals for the Dole Palawan field office. Here we have the stage 1 design phase and the stage 2 design phase. Once the project is nearing the end, the construction project team must present that the project meets all of the terms agreed upon between the owner and the contractor. Because of this, it is necessary for the contractor to be completely prepared to give the project over to the owner. And it is often advised for the team to begin preparing for the closeout from the beginning of the construction and continue until the project is accepted by the owner. The contractor will often use the contract agreement, which you can see right here, to create a checklist throughout the project to ensure that all agreements are being met in a timely manner. And then it is also important for the team to keep track of all the completed government and private construction projects throughout the duration of the construction. Attached here, you can see a statement of all the completed projects separated into the government and private category. In relation to this project, as stated in the design and build of the three-story Palawan field office with rooftop and basement, a construction management team shall be created by Dole to ensure that completed work is in accordance with the construction contract documents approved by Dole. The team is also able to perform what is expected and what was constructed in a way to allow successful testing, commissioning, and certification. So once the entire project comes to a close, the post-project analysis is used to continually learn from the past projects and use it to better them for the future. The focus of this is to improve the process and build teamwork. According to Moore in 2005, specifically, it will create better relationships and knowledge sharing among your estimators, project managers, and superintendents. The review also answers how well or poorly your company has done on a particular project. This process is used to ensure that there are lessons learned and captured, and this information is then made available to the entire organization so that all can learn from this together.